Hello children, in the previous lecture I discussed questions from NCERT exercises and it is complete now. Today I am going to discuss the questions from additional exercises in NCERT book. So let us start with question number 1. In question number 1, the following is the distance time table of an object in motion. You must have your book, NCERT book and notebook and pen all with you. So you just read the question. The following is the distance time table of an object in motion. So there is a table in which time and distance values are given. First part, what conclusion can you draw about the acceleration? Is it constant, increasing, decreasing or zero? You see the table. In table, first data is 0 0 means time 0 second, distance 0 meter. What does it mean? It means the body is at the origin whenever the observation is started. Second, 1 1 means at 1 second the body is at 1 meter. Then 2 8, at 2 second the body is at 8 meter. And at 3 second the body is at 27 meter. At 4 second the body is at 64 meter and so on. So this is the data given there. And from this table you can conclude that distance is directly proportional to cube of time. Distance is directly proportional to cube of time. S is proportional to cube of time. Because you see 0, time 0, distance 0. Time 1, distance 1. Time 2, distance 8. So cube of 2. Time 3, distance 27. So cube of 3. Time 4, distance 64. So cube of 4. Means distance is directly proportional to cube of the time taken. Now you have to find whether this shows constant acceleration or increasing acceleration or decreasing acceleration. So you check it. You know, when acceleration is uniform, it means the motion is uniformly accelerated. If acceleration is 0, then the motion is uniform motion. Suppose S is directly proportional to t, means you have formula for uniform motion. S is equal to V into T, means speed into time. What does it show? It shows that S is directly proportional to time. And this is which type of motion? Uniform motion. Means this shows no acceleration. You know S is equal to ut plus half at square. What does it mean? This S depends upon t square, square of time. And this is uniformly accelerated motion because this is the equation for uniformly accelerated motion. Here S is directly proportional to t power 3, t cube. It means the motion is neither uniform nor the motion is uniformly accelerated. It means motion is non-uniformly accelerated. And non-uniformly accelerated means the acceleration can be increasing or acceleration can be decreasing. But here distance is increasing. Okay, with TQ, it means the acceleration is increasing. So answer is increasing acceleration. In second part, what do you infer about the forces acting on the object? As the acceleration is increasing and you know force is equal to ma. You know F is equal to ma. F is equal to ma. And this A is increasing. What does it mean? It means force is also increasing. So this we can infer about the force. Now question number 2, in the additional exercise, 2 persons managed to push a motor car of mass 1200 kg at a uniform velocity along a level road. Suppose there is a level road, question number 2. Here is a level road and here is a car. Two persons are pushing this car, and each person suppose exert a force F. Each person exert a force F. Then the car is in uniform motion. What does it mean? It means these two forces means 2F. When applied on the car, the net force on the car is 0. Means there is a balanced force acting on the car. So these two forces are balancing which force? You should think about that. So there may be frictional force acting on the car which is balanced by this 2F. Okay? And this 2F is not able to increase the velocity of the car, means it is not causing acceleration. Now the other part of the question is, the same motor car can be pushed by 3 persons to produce an acceleration of 0.2 meter per second square. Means if there are 3 persons pushing the same car, then the car acquires an acceleration. And when 2 persons were pushing the car, then the car was moving without acceleration. Car was in uniform motion. So you can conclude that there is the force applied by one person which is added there, okay, is causing the acceleration, and each and every person applies the same force. So the force applied by a person, that can be the third person, which is F, is causing the acceleration. So force causing acceleration is F. Got it? Now mass of the car is given 1200 kg and acceleration is given 0.2 meter per second square, and you are asked to find the force applied by each person. So F is equal to mass into acceleration. This mass is 1200 kg and acceleration is, this is 0.2 meter per second squared, 0.2. So you put 0.2. This will be how much? 240 Newton. So 240 Newton is the force applied by each person on the car. Is it clear? And how much force is balanced by friction? It can be asked from you that what is the frictional force. So frictional force is equal to 240 into 2 means 480 Newton, because 480 Newton force applied by 2 persons together is balanced by the frictional force and the car remains in uniform motion. Is it clear? So if you will be asked to find the frictional force acting on the car, your answer should be 240 into 2 means this 2F is equal to frictional force. So frictional force is equal to 2F. Okay. Idea of frictional force will be introduced in detail whenever you will be in class 11. Okay. Thank you. Then you see question number 4. A motor car of mass 1200 kg. Oh, this was question number 4. Actually, this was question number 2. Now, question number 3 I have to discuss. Question number 3. A hammer of mass 500 gram moving at 50 meter per second strikes a nail. The nail stops the hammer in a very short time of 0.01 second. What is the force of the nail on the hammer? A hammer of mass 500 gram. You see, mass of the hammer is 500 gram. In question number 3, mass of the hammer is 500 gram. So this is 1/2 kilogram. Then it is moving at 50 meter per second. Its velocity is 50 meter per second. It is stopped in 0.01 second. So t is equal to 0.01 second. Stopped means v is equal to 0, and you should take this is as u. U is equal to 50 meter per second. Now question is, what is the force of the nail on the hammer? You see, whatever will be the force applied by the hammer on the nail, that will be equal to the force applied by the nail to the hammer. So force is given by F is equal to, you know, force is rate of change of momentum. So change in momentum is mv minus mu by time t. mv, m is half kg and v is 0, minus u is 50 by t is 0.01. So you can have minus 50 by 0.01 into 1 by 2. You see, this is 25 and this will be minus 2500 Newton. So minus 2500 Newton is the net force applied by the nail to the hammer. This minus sign represents that the force is in the opposite direction and you are asked to find the force. It is not clear that whether you have to find the magnitude or you have to find the direction also. So you just write the negative answer only. Force is equal to minus 2500 Newton. Now question number 4. A motor car of mass 1200 kg is moving along a straight line with a uniform velocity of 90 km per hour. You see, there is a motor car. There is a motor car. Its mass is given. It is equal to 1200 kg. Mass is 1200 kg. It is moving with 90 km per hour. 90 km per hour. You change it into meter per second, and in meter per second it will be 90 into, you already know, it should be multiplied by 5 by 18. And if you will cancel this 5 times, 18 5 is 90, and it is 25 meter per second. 25 meter per second is the value. You see, 25 meter per second, it is the value of u. After then, you see, its velocity is slowed down to 18 km per hour. Means v has become 18 km per hour. You change it into meter per second. 5 by 18. It is cancelled. It is 5 meter per second. So 5 meter per second. You got u and v. By an unbalanced external force, calculate the acceleration and change in momentum. Also calculate the magnitude of the force required. You see, acceleration A is equal to v minus u by t. You already have v 5 minus u 25 and t, you got t 4 second. Here t is equal to 4 second. T is equal to 4 second. So divided by 4. You see, minus 20 by 4 means minus 5 meter per second squared. Acceleration is minus 5 meter per second squared. After then, change in momentum. Change in momentum. Change in momentum. You know, change in momentum means mv minus mu. This is m 1200 and v is 5 minus u is 25. This is 1200 into minus 20 means it is minus 24,000 kg meter per second. This is the change in momentum, minus 24,000 kg meter per second. After then, you have to find the force required. So force required is F. Therefore F is equal to mass into acceleration. You have mass 1200 and negative acceleration minus 5. So this is 6,000 Newton with negative sign, minus 6,000 Newton. You are asked to find the magnitude of the force required. So magnitude of the force is equal to 6000 Newton. Okay, so this is the answer for the question number 4. After then you have question number 5. Question number 5, this is the last question you see. Question number 5. A large truck and a car both are moving with a velocity of magnitude v. Means there are a large truck and there is a car. There is a car and there is a large truck. Means two objects are there with a velocity of magnitude v. Their velocities are equal and that is v. Have a head-on collision. Head-on collision means they are moving initially towards each other. Means the direction of their velocities were opposite to each other. And both of them come to a halt after that. Means after then they come to rest. Come to a halt means they come to rest. Means their final velocity becomes 0. Final velocity is 0. If the collision lasts for 1 second and time duration for the collision is 1 second. Which vehicle experiences the greater force of impact? You know, when two bodies collide, they experience equal and opposite forces. So which vehicle experiences the greater force of impact? Answer should be both the vehicle will have same force of impact. Second, which vehicle experiences the greater change in momentum? Change in momentum is also same for both the vehicle because the force is rate of change of momentum, and if change in momentum remains same, only then rate of change of momentum for the same time interval will be same. Third part, which vehicle experiences the greater acceleration? You see, if same force will act on two different bodies, then acceleration is A is equal to F by m. Means acceleration will be inversely proportional to mass. So if same force will be applied on two bodies, the body will with less mass will have more acceleration. Here the mass of the car is less than the mass of the truck, so the car will have more acceleration. Why is the car, next question, why is the car likely to suffer more change than the truck? Because rate of change of velocity, that is acceleration produced in the car is more than the acceleration produced in the truck. Hence, the car suffers more damage in comparison to the truck. So this is the last question of additional exercises of NCERT book. In the next lecture, I will start discussion on NCERT exemplar problems. Thank you.